Hello, I'm Jenna Johnson, and this is COVID-19 news. According to the World Health Organization, the U.S. now has over 7.5 million cases of COVID-19 and over 211,000 deaths attributed to the virus. Globally, there have been over 36.7 million cases and over 1.06 million deaths attributed to the virus. At least 20 people who work at the White House, including the president, have been infected with the virus. Immediately after Trump came home from the hospital, he stood on the balcony and took off his mask. He was still contagious and giving it to everyone around him. But Trump was like, my first grade teacher always said, if you're going to bring something, bring some for the whole class. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell admitted he hasn't been to the White House in over 2 months because the White House has lower standards for the coronavirus than the Senate. I know, hard to believe that something has lower standards than Mitch McConnell.
Roasted!
He's just trying to stay safe. He ain't trying to get no virus, you know what I'm saying? What is the U.S. doing to stop the spread? Well, last month, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention drafted a national mask mandate for all public transportation. In other words, everywhere in the country, you would have to wear a mask on buses, subways, trains, even airplanes. In case of an emergency, oxygen masks will drop down from the overhead compartment. But I'd be like, can we drop them now? Because the dude next to me is coughing and has pink eye. Oh, and also we're in the middle of a pandemic. Thank you. But the coronavirus task force didn't sign the mandate, and so local governments just are setting their own regulations. In other words, rules are going to be different everywhere you go. What's the point in having a task force if you're not up to the task of forcing prevention? Just don't call it a task force. Call it a, hey, you do you, I'll do me, I'm just trying to have a Friday. Who's in charge of the coronavirus task force? That would be Mike Pence. Who put him there? That would be Donald Trump.
I'm going to be announcing exactly right now that I'm going to be putting our Vice President, Mike Pence, in charge. And I think, and he's really very expert at the field. And Mike will report back to me, but he's got a certain talent for this. And I'm going to ask Mike Pence to say a few words, please. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mr. President. President Trump's made clear from the first days of this administration we have no higher priority than the safety, security, health, and well-being of the American people. And from the first word of an outbreak of the coronavirus, the President took unprecedented steps to protect the American people from the spread of this disease.
Donald Trump put Mike Pence in charge of the coronavirus task force and then got COVID.
You had one, Joe. Just the one?
Come on, Mike. The vice presidential debate took place last week, and when it was all said and done, the only thing people took from it was Kamala Harris' side eye, Mike Pence's pink eye, and the fly that landed on Pence's head. Forget the issues. That fly was on his head for 2 minutes. And nobody told him. Nobody was like, hey, bro, you gotta. And then Kamala was just there like, dang, homeboy decomposing. COVID-19 News reached out to the fly for a statement.
I mean, honestly, I was just flying around. I smelled shit. I landed on it. And everybody said I was a big deal. I got phone calls from my mom, my brother, all my larvae. And they were just like, you made it, man. You made it. And I picked up my cell and I was like, where did I make it? And they were like, we see you on TV right now. And I was like, what's TV?
Thank goodness he flew away before the debate commission was forced to call in the SWAT team. No, I will not apologize for that joke. The vice president hasn't acknowledged the fly at all since the debate, and I don't blame him. I would be embarrassed that happened to me too. Seriously, I don't blame him for acting like it never happened. Even if people were like, hey man, why'd you let that fly live on your head for 2 minutes? I'd be like, that never happened. Yeah, it did. We have it on tape. No, you don't. Yeah, we do. Oh, that? No, that wasn't a fly. You see, what happened was... In this week's episode of... I'm sorry, you said what? Lindsey Graham said this.
I care about everybody. If you're a young African American, an immigrant, you can go anywhere in this state. You just need to be conservative, not liberal.
Because when he said that, I was like, what's that now?
If you're a young African American, an immigrant, you can go anywhere in this state. You just need to be conservative, not liberal.
¿Cómo qué?
If you're a young African American, an immigrant, you can go anywhere in this state. You just need to be conservative, not liberal.
Répétez, s'il vous plaît?
If you're a young African American, an immigrant, you can go anywhere in this state. You just need to be conservative, not liberal.
Kurikaitsu mas?
If you're a young African American, an immigrant, you can go anywhere in this state. You just need to be conservative, not liberal.
Yeah, he really said that. And finally, do you guys remember back in April when Donald Trump tweeted in all caps, "Liberate Michigan"? I know some of you forgot about it with all that's going on. I know I did. But some people didn't forget. A terrorist group didn't forget, to be exact. 13 men were arrested for plotting to kidnap and potentially kill Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. The leader of the plot is an avid Trump supporter named Barry Croft. It's believed he wants a violent takeover of every democratically controlled state. But what Barry Croft wants is still unknown. See what we did there? I'm not saying that Donald Trump's tweet was the direct cause of a domestic terror plot. I'm just saying that when it comes to causing civil unrest, Donald Trump is
Really very expert at the field.
I'm Jenna Johnson, and this is COVID-19 News. Thanks for watching.